world will know, and before this battle was over, that even a God King can bleed.
Chaos theory. The idea that every moment is the sum of everything that has come before. How a butterfly can flap its wings and set into motion the breeze that beckons a tornado, or the punch that can change a lifetime. In boxing, in a world ruled by inches and instincts, chaos doesn't just exist, it decides. Here, we look at some of the build-up and deliverance of the all-time greatest heavyweight unravelings. Events where auras imploded in front of our eyes, with the statement of a heavy-handed demolition job on the chin. This is when undefeated giants get knocked out. First up,
it's time for Wilder versus Fury.
Deontay Wilder's fighting career will be remembered for two reasons. His ungodly chicken leg power.
His right hand is Thor's hammer, and here in round one, he is Ragnarocking Stavern!
And his padded record in the most scaredy cat era of heavyweight boxing.
All right, what? Chicken!
Before their first encounter, a strategized contest that we will get into, Deontay had only fought one credible fighter in 10 years in the sport, a 38-year-old Louis Ortiz, who gave him a contested close fight for 10 rounds before getting knocked out cold. With a record of 40-0, with 39 knockouts on paper, in the fallout of the event at the Barclays Center in New York City, Wilder saw a golden opportunity to stack his already wooden record against a respected but downtrodden former champ. Following Tyson's well-reported mental health breakdown,
most of the time I'm just down and depressed like today.
Why are you depressed today after yesterday?
Because every high there's a low, isn't there?
and both substance and PED scandal,
I've had to think all athletes at a high level take drugs of some sort. Only take cocaine, weed now and again, and ecstasy.
his life and career was in tatters.
Physically, he was in a condition where it was horrendous, but that was probably 10% of how bad he was mentally.
I went and got help from the leading psychiatrist doctor in the UK, and my dad went up with me, and she said to me dad, she said, "Can I have a word alone with you, John?" She said, "He is not to be trusted alone. He's an imminent death risk. That's the highest level of suicide risk that she'd ever assisted."
He'd ballooned up to 19 stone, led by an unhealthy lifestyle, and needed to sort things out. Scrolling through social media, Tyson saw a clip of Wilder dismissing his ability to come back, and this would become a major motivation for his return.
And I saw a little video from Deontay Wilder, and he said, Tyson Fury let himself down, let his family down. He said he's that fat, he'd never come back. He said, and I'm glad he's gone because I'd have knocked him out anyway. And I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to give it you proper.
Watching his recent performances, Tyson too saw a path of grabbing the belt back.
After staying up late to watch Deontay Wilder and Louis Ortiz fight, no doubt in my mind that I can't beat Deontay Wilder. Everything about Deontay Wilder makes it easy for me.
People don't understand. I've picked Deontay Wilder. He didn't pick me. I picked him.
Employing Ben Davison as his trainer to get the job done, Tyson got to work.
Guess who's back?
Losing the weight with 2 comeback fights fought and won, and a well put together media campaign publicising his comeback from depression, Tyson signed to fight Wilder for the heavyweight title, a fight that would take place on the 1st of December 2018. Taunting Deontay throughout the build-up, he got deep under his skin, agitating the American at every corner.
I went down the street yesterday and we asked 50 people, have you ever heard of Deontay Wilder? 2 people said yes, and they were boxing fans. And I look at him and I don't see a bad man, I see a pretender. And I've seen many of them in my life, giving it the big until they get slapped in the mouth. Good up, Dosser.
Encouraging him to load up on fire on the night, and that's exactly what he did. With Wilder hypnotised by Fury's brash persona, Tyson would dominate Wilder for 10 of the first 11 rounds.
Wilder trying to really load up on that right hand and missing again and again and again.
Before getting knocked out and resurrected in the 12th.
Right hand. Oh, and down he goes! Right hand, left hand, and I don't think he's going to get up. I think it's all over. I think it's over. Is he going to get up? Can he get up? Can he get up? He does! Oh my goodness!
Were you out?
Yeah. How did I get up from the knockdowns? I don't know. I had a holy hand upon me tonight and brought me back.
For many, Tyson won the hearts of the fans for his comeback, but drew with Deontay on the night to level up the rematch in both price and height.
I'm not going to sit here and complain all night, scream robbery, this, that and the other. I hope everybody enjoyed it as much as we did, and I'm sure we're going to put a great show on it in the second fight.
But Tyson had learned more from that bout than just how to take a flush punch from the bronze bomber. He realised that putting Deontay on the back foot in that last round took away his power.
Tries to measure him. Fury crazily, his arms behind his back. That's counters. Oh, what a left hand from Fury.
A strategy that he would employ heavily in their rematch.
So we had to change it up, and we're going to look for the knockout. And who better or what better club to go to than Kronk? I'm not looking for herky jerky. I want him to meet me dead in the centre of the ring. Let's have a slugfest. Best man stands up, loser goes down.
Promising to stand and trade in their second fight, with firepower in his arsenal in the form of Sugar Hill Stewart, Tyson delivered.
He's in a bit of the head there. Oh, good down. Left hand, right hand. And Wilder down. He looks so groggy in there, Wilder. I don't think he's got much. Body shot. And he's gone. He's gone, I tell you what.
He dominated every exchange, knocking him down multiple times with newfound power, bursting his eardrum, drinking his blood in the process. In the 7th round, Wilder's corner threw in the towel, ending his unbeaten streak, whilst winning Tyson Fury a new American fan base and the title in the process.
And the new WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Tyson Fury!
It was a one-sided drubbing that had shocked the boxing world and solidified Fury's place among the heavyweight elites of that era.
Will you not entertain?
Despite an array of excuses from Wilder's mouth,
my uniform was way too heavy for me.
What?
none of this would matter in the long run or the history books. In the trilogy, Fury would knock him out cold anyway, albeit in a classic.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
Oliver McCall versus Lennox Lewis. When people think of the all-time greats of the heavyweight division, Lennox Lewis's name is up there, but fans' affinity for the legend wasn't always there.
People close to the sport of boxing and the man and woman on the street are definitely divided in their opinion of him. The jury is out on Lennox Lewis.
By 1994, Lennox Lewis's resume was beginning to stack up, with a UD win over Tony Tucker to win the WBC title.
I think it could have been a lot more action after you got him down. It seemed like you took a round off. You just jabbed. I heard your corner say just jab.
I was trying to work it out before I started combinations.
And demolition jobs of Frank Bruno and Phil Jackson. Lennox had begun to rev the engine, but most people thought he was already in fifth gear.
Do you feel that you haven't gotten the credit you have earned or deserved?
There's always going to be a lot of doubts out there about if Lennox gets hurt, what would he do? I feel that a lot of avid boxing fans realize who my true talent and what kind of talent I have and who the best boxer in the world is.
People were not particularly impressed by his performances, and his development had by most opinions stalled. Rumour had it that he was frequently training on his own, and this made him somewhat vulnerable to a short stay at the heavyweight champ hotel, an idea that would come to fruition by September. Fighting on home soil in London, Lewis was heavily favoured against tough livewire, the atomic ball, Oliver McCall.
I've got Oliver McCall to sort out, one of Don King's boxers, and eventually I want to become undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
Oliver was a good fighter. He had power, sharp reflexes, and a decent enough chin, but lacked discipline outside of the ring. He lost to tough fighters Tucker, Douglas and Norris, and had a history of addiction with banned substances. That was until Don King linked him up with trainer Emmanuel Stewart. A string of knockouts ensued to set up his title fight as a mandatory challenger for Lewis's WBC belt, a fight that would end in a similar, devastating fashion.
Down goes Lewis, having caught a short left hand inside.
In the second round, McCall landed a looping right hand that caught Lewis flush on the chin, stumbling him across the canvas. Although he rose, the referee deemed him unfit to continue. In just a few short minutes, Lewis's undefeated streak was gone, his title lost, and the heavyweight landscape shaken.
Next question is this. You knocked him down. He gets up at the count of 6. He was wobbly. He was glazed.
He would have got knocked out again.
But that he was fighting with his feet far apart. He was looking to load up with that one big right hand. But when you throw it with your feet far apart, you really are telegraphing the punch.
He telegraphs his overhand right, and I think that was my main key to stopping him. As soon as I lured him into throwing the right hand, I just countered with a straight right hand, and we all know the quickest point from line to line is a straight point.
The upset was so unexpected that it launched debates about Lewis's chin and resilience. In hindsight, however, this might have been the best thing to happen to Lennox.
So I realized the mistake. That's never going to happen to me again. And it forced me to work harder in training.
Following his defeat, he locks in. He poached McCall's trainer and adapted his style to become a more technical boxer. As for McCall, he would go on to defend his title against Larry Holmes before losing it against Frank Bruno. In his rematch with Lennox, 3 years later, a rather unfortunate series of events would unfold. In one of the most bizarre encounters in boxing history, McCall appeared to break down mid-fight, refusing to engage with Lennox by the 4th round, before tearing up and essentially quitting on the feet in round 5. Truly one of the saddest matches in boxing history for sure. Joe Louis versus Max Schmeling. By 1936, Joe Louis had become America's new heavyweight sensation, a young, undefeated 24-0 fighter who is destined for greatness in the heavyweight division.
A great puncher like Louis, they say, is born. It's the right coordination, the right build, everything coming together in a number of ways. And it is a sure ticket to the big money.
Making his professional debut in 1934, Louis fought 12 times in his first year in the sport, finishing 10 of those early bouts by knockout. Despite developing a resume over credible opposition, a lack of opportunity arose to fight at the world level, largely down to the colour of his skin.
America was a different country in 1934 and 1936. And if you go back and read the sports writing of the 30s, there are despicable, repugnant stereotypes of Louis as dumb, as lazy on one hand, or as an animal of the jungle on the other hand.
Things began to shift after signing to a major boxing promotional company in March 1935. Fighting 13 more times that year, he had secured a bout with 6'6", 265-pound former heavyweight champion Primo Carnera, who he went on to knock out in New York City in just 6 rounds.
Young Joe Louis lives up to his reputation as the Brown Bomber.
By September, he got another opportunity, this time against former title holder Max Baer at the Yankee Stadium, a man who had only been knocked down once in his professional career.
It looked like a couple of hams to me.
This didn't matter to Louis, who dominated the former champ, knocking him out in the 4th.
Joe Louis defeats former champion Max Baer in less than 12 minutes of fighting.
See, Joe Louis was the full package, a true prospect in a racially divided era, and was on his way to greathood. He had an array of weapons in his arsenal to get the job done in the face of public adversity, and was building his skill set fight to fight. With a vicious right cross, slick footwork, accuracy over volume, and ability to punish his opposition with potent counters, he'd smash through just about everybody in his ascension, and was beginning to get a bit of backing from the general public, who were becoming invested in his aura of invincibility.
Louis was picking up a growing number of white fans. Laid low by the Depression themselves, they responded to his rags to riches story.
But little did he know that his destiny was already written in the stars. Max Schmeling, a humble and hungry competitor and former champ fighting out of Germany during the height of the Third Reich rule, had Louis firmly in his crosshair with a master plan.
Have you detected any particular weakness in the Brown Bomber?
Yes, I did. But I want to.
A plan that culminated with the vicious deliverance of a knockout blow. 6 months before their encounter in New York City, Max travelled across the Atlantic to watch Louis fight and developed the blueprint to his demise in the flesh.
What Schmeling had seen was Louis in action against Paulino Uzqueda of Spain.
Amongst the chaos of the 4th round KO, he identified one glaring flaw.
Right here, and he was watching Louis drop his left. And you'll see, he does it consistently. Louis should have done, when he shot his left, he should have shot it like that, with his right hand protecting his jaw here. But instead, Louis did like this.
It was popular belief around this time that Schmeling was washed up and out of his prime. And on the night, he delivered with surgical precision.
Waiting for some opening that he wants. And coming over. A right hand high on Louis's jaw that made Louis rock his head.
Midway through, Joe's mother, Lily, had to be led from the stadium screaming, "My God, don't let him kill my child."
Right and left to the jaw. He has pumped up Louis's left knee, and Louis is down. Louis is down, hanging from the rope, hanging perfect. He is a very tired fighter.
With age comes wisdom, and on the night he delivered a result that shocked the world during a very tense geopolitical era.
Can you show us with what punch you knocked him out?
Yes. And you?
You can try it on me. That's fine.
Joe Louis fought 12 times over the next 2 years to make a comeback, garnering the opportunity to avenge his loss, which he did emphatically, returning the favour in the first round.
A crushing right explodes off Schmeling's jaw, and Max goes down for the 3rd time.
Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz Jr. This one was a wild ride from the offset. After knocking out Klitschko,
It's another thing doing it if you feel it. Good shot there from Anthony Joshua.
Joshua had repeatedly spoken of his desire to fight the undefeated WBC champ, Deontay Wilder.
Okay, so who do you want next if you had your pick?
Wilder. My number one would be Wilder.
I'm more than willing to fight Deontay Wilder April 13th in my backyard this time.
For all 4 world title belts, the mega money fight of the era, a fight that would have given the victor dominance over the division. These plans had some hoops to jump through first though.
What's happening with Wilder is he's been talked into doing something that actually he doesn't want to do. It's difficult because Joshua is such a huge draw compared to Wilder, but Wilder's got what we want.
After Dillian Whyte refused a series of lowball offers for their second matchup.
So I said, look, Dylan, let's forget about what happened in the past in that fight. British level, we're both at world level now, and we can see what we're about. Do you know what I mean? Forget all that he said, she said. Good fight back then, now we have to see where we're at right now. We know how the list goes, number 1, number 2, and if they're not available, let's see if we can get on it.
We were all thinking over here in the States that you were the front runner to face Anthony Joshua. What's going on with that?
I was thinking that too, man, but clearly they prefer easier work.
A fight was agreed to welcome Joshua to the American audience against undefeated WBA number 2 and WBO number 3 ranked heavyweight Jarrell Miller at Madison Square Garden.
It's frustrating. All I know is that Anthony Joshua boxed Jarrell Miller June the 1st, MSG. Wilder is boxing May 18 against Dominic Brazil.
Now this fight was hyped from the offset, with the event becoming the highest grossing pre-sale in the arena's boxing history. A big money fight.
I'm saying this ain't about character, I'm not acting character, bro.
Yeah, but in there you said you're going to rearrange his face.
Well, looking at him, it's going to be pretty difficult to rearrange that face because he's an ugly one.
I'm freaking home. Remember I told you that. Ain't nobody going to dictate to me. I starved on these streets, lived on these streets, eat off these streets.
Things were looking dandy up until April, when both camps confirmed they'd been informed by VADA that Miller had tested positive for banned substance GW1516 on the 20th of March.
He had pretty good stamina for a man that size, good hand speed for a man that size, and very good work rate. And maybe now we know why he had such a good work rate for that size.
I messed up. I made a bad call. A lot of ways to handle the situation. I handled it wrongly, and I'm paying the price for it.
Further tests taken on March 31st added EPO and HGH to the mix, a concoction that led to Miller being denied a boxing license by the New York State Athletic Commission.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection made history with the largest bust ever.
Hearn and Joshua went back to the drawing board in pursuit of a new fight.
I don't really like to talk shit, but I usually talk shit in the ring, you know?
Well, good afternoon, everyone. We're delighted to announce the new opponent for Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua will take on Andy Ruiz as he looks to make history at the Mecca of boxing.
In preparation for the fight, Ruiz Jr. watched videos of Mike Tyson working on some of the techniques he used to beat larger heavyweights and identify weaknesses he could exploit. In a weird, subtle premonition before the fight took place, Anthony Joshua would hand his belts over to Andy Ruiz at the pre-fight press conference.
Let's get ready to rumble!
What would ensue would be one of the greatest rounds in the sport's history. After 2 feeling out rounds, Joshua landed a devastating combination to knock Ruiz down for the first time in his career.
But he can stand in front of Joshua a couple of times.
Oh, big shot. Beautiful punch from Anthony Joshua.
He looked to me right away. He's a hurt fighter. I think he had a fear I was going to stop the fight.
Ruiz rose to his feet, seemingly unfazed by Joshua's power, and quickly resumed his attack. Then, the unthinkable happened.
Ruiz catches Joshua. He's done. Wow! Anthony Joshua in an unbelievable round here.
Jaws dropped. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The equilibrium. He's okay. His body's fucked up. You get a hit right here, somehow it's kind of burned right here in the midbrain, right this. Almost like your head hitting something.
That was the moment where you see the legs stiffen up and it's like, oh. And that's when we knew there was a problem.
Joshua, who was used to getting fights done once he had someone on the back foot, came unstuck and underestimated Ruiz's power and speed advantage.
Anthony Joshua is probably the best finisher in boxing. when he smells blood, when he has you hurt, it's over.
With glass in his eyes, he was finished in that moment, and although he'd been dropped before by the likes of Klitschko, he'd never been hurt like this. He was dropped again before the end of the round in what looked to be a clutch early finish. Ruiz got the job done in round 7, knocking Joshua down once again. With a short sequence of heavy blows, Joshua managed to get back on his feet, but was done, re-engaging with Ruiz briefly again before being floored for a 4th and final time.
Eddie Hearn's golden goose was had for supper.
He had a goose. It laid 1 golden egg every day.
Anthony Joshua has never quite looked the same since.
It's my own fault. It's my own fault. My own problem I got to deal with, yeah.
How are you feeling today?
It's a blessing, man. You know what? I couldn't sleep. I'm still pinching myself to see if this is true.
Michael Spinks was the full package in his prime. Considered by many as the greatest light heavyweight fighter ever, Spinks dominated his division in the 80s.
Minute 10 seconds. The unofficial time.
Winning his first title by unanimous decision in 81.
Before knocking out just about everyone on his way to unifying the belts against Eddie Davis. It was this dominance that gave him his shot at heavyweight glory.
Michael's weight has climbed to approximately 200 pounds, yet his body fat percentage is only 7.2%.
I am a heavyweight now. The whole thing is all about becoming a heavyweight.
In the glamour division, Lammy Holmes had jabbed the face of just about everyone and looked killer whilst doing it.
Larry Holmes had beaten your brother, Leon Spinks.
Measuring him, then the right, then the left. And Spinks is ready to go.
I didn't like him because he beat my brother.
Being 1 win away from true greatness, he was 48-0
and was in touching distance of Rocky Marciano's record.
But this wasn't enough.
Right, Larry Holmes will take on Michael Spinks for the World Heavyweight Championship.
I'm gonna knock the jinx off of Spinks, and that's no lie.
When I fight this fight, I'm doing it for more than just myself, my family. I'm doing it also for The Rock.
Weighing in at 20 pounds lighter, Spinks dominated the early rounds and snatched immortality from Holmes, winning by UD, grabbing the IBF heavyweight belt in the process. Repeating the same procedure just 7 months later, he showed the world why he was a legit champ on the heavyweight scene. But a shadow loomed in the distance, formed from ferocious menace and power.
Take it from me, Mike Tyson. There was a left hand. The bicycle had a flat tire.
He fights everybody like they stole something from him.
Mike Tyson, Mr. Devastation, 25 knockouts in 27 fights.
I love what I'm doing. It's like someone loving sex. You never get burnt out.
Tyson power!
Iron Mike Tyson was on his own journey in the scene.
July 11th of this year, Mike Tyson knocks out Lorenzo Boy. 15 days later, Marvis Frazier would fall. 22 days later, Tyson would win by technical knockout over Jose Rebalta, a devastating right. Just 20 days later, Tyson knocks out Alfonso Ratliff in the 2nd round.
Judgment Day is coming. Trevor Berbick defends his WBC title against Iron Mike Tyson. Tyson becomes the youngest champ in heavyweight history if he wins.
Slaughtering Trevor Berbick in 2 rounds for the WBC belt. By 88, he'd feasted on just about every opponent he'd faced, smashing Larry Holmes in 4 rounds in January.
That's round after round. Oh, a big right hand!
Eating Tony Tubbs for breakfast in 2 rounds in March.
That punch hurt.
Tubbs is hurt. Tubbs is hurt badly.
To set up a blockbuster fight in the summer.
All right, now you're a student of boxing, there's no question about that. If you were training Michael Spinks, how would you have him fight Mike Tyson?
I would say cancel the fight, unless you plan on making this your last fight.
Now, if you were training Mike Tyson, how would you have him fight Michael Spinks?
I wouldn't let him fight
him. Many believe that this was the first calling of true opposition for Mike, but none of that mattered. Mike walked him down like a dog.
Every shot.
Uppercut landed inside and Spinks went down.
Knocking him down in 90 seconds.
Down in a professional fight.
And he's down again and in serious trouble.
Ending his career and felling the tree of his heavyweight reign.
When I came in the ring and I looked at him, I was seeing his face and I saw the fear and I knew it was going to be a first-round knockout.
Joe Frazier versus George Foreman. Joe Frazier entered the ring in Kingston, Jamaica as the undefeated and undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
I feel like you need people like George and myself in the fighting game. I feel like it's going to be a real good fight, and we don't have to sit here and rap about it and go through a bunch of strange commotion. George's going to be out there trying to win the title, and I'm going to be out there trying to hang on to it.
Riding high after his iconic victory over Muhammad Ali in the fight of the century, Frazier was widely expected by the public to continue his dominance, but clouds were brewing overhead. Questions about how much that fight had taken out of him, especially with his next opponent being the knockout machine of George Foreman. Frazier, who was 29-0 at the time, had lethal weapons in his own locker, including a vicious left hook that he used to rattle craniums in past victories. With other notable wins on his record over similar opposition, included undefeated world title holder Buster Mattis and knockout machine Bob Foster.
Paralyzing punches by champion Joe Frazier. A dynamite left hook and Bob Foster goes down again.
The public anticipated a similar victory over contender George Foreman. Despite his Olympic gold pedigree and intimidating knockout record, boxing analysts in the build-up thought that Foreman would struggle to deal with Frazier's left hook and high-pressure volume.
I remember Joe Frazier. He was the toughest guy I'd ever seen. Hit a guy so hard the guy turned his back. It was time to fight Joe Frazier, and I knew if you hit him, he liked it. Miss him, he'd get upset, and I'm thinking, what am I going to do? But I had this habit of staring guys down. I look them in the eye.
Yeah.
And this time, if they dropped their head, I knew I had an advantage, but I was hoping Joe Frazier wouldn't drop his head because my knees were shaking.
What would take place would silence the pundits in style. From the opening bell, Foreman had one thing in his mind.
Joe Frazier and me will declare war on that day. That's definite.
To get close and personal and knock Frazier out.
Ali's trainer right next to me is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! Foreman has not panicked. Foreman is going about his job. Foreman is all over Joe Frazier. Frazier is down again. About to end. 2 knockdowns in the first round of Joe Frazier. Down again.
Posing his will early, Foreman set up thunderous uppercuts behind the jab to knock Frazier down 3 times in the first round. Again, Frazier rose from the canvas each time, but he didn't look the same. In the second, Frazier's face became target practice for Foreman's fists.
Frazier's knees buckled. He is down. He is down for the 4th time in the fight. Mexico City Arena. A quick left from George. Another. Frazier is down for the 5th time in this fight. It's target practice for George Foreman. It is target practice. Frazier is ready to go again. Joe is standing. There he goes.
And following 3 more knockdowns, the referee stopped the fight.
But each time I got back up, he keep knocking me back down. So I said, uh-oh.
Awarding Foreman a TKO victory, Frazier's aura of invincibility was shattered in dramatic fashion as one of the most brutal beatdowns in heavyweight history unfolded before a stunned global audience.
And I know one thing. You ask me how well that he fight, I don't know. But I can tell you one thing. He punched good.
But it wouldn't last long. George Foreman versus Muhammad Ali.
The stage is set for me to be ranked as the greatest of all time.
Fresh off the demolition job of Joe Frazier, Foreman came into the Rumble of the Jungle in Zaire as an undefeated wrecking ball on a mission to displace the timeline of heavyweight boxing.
Is this fight against Ali will be the toughest of your career, you think?
Could be. I doubt it.
Having knocked out both Frazier and Ken Norton.
Left hand goes to the side of his head. A right uppercut, a left jab, and a vicious left sends Norton crumbling to the canvas.
2 men who had given Ali serious trouble in the past.
He had to know that he had not done nearly as well against 2 fighters, particularly Joe Frazier and Ken Norton, whom Foreman had demolished. Foreman had won his championship by knocking Joe Frazier out. Then he destroyed Ken Norton in 2 rounds. The word murderous does not quite apply. Foreman was awesome.
Ken Norton had broken Ali's jaw in their fight.
What round in the fight did this broken jaw happen?
Second round. And I had to go 10 rounds without getting hit on that jaw again, and I was surprised the next day in the hospital watching the reruns that the fight was as close as it was.
Many feared for Ali's safety, particularly after the all-out war that occurred in his loss to Frazier.
How many fellas in here now picks joys? Be truthful, be men, tell truth. John, raise your hand.
The time may have come to say goodbye to Muhammad Ali, because very honestly, I don't think he can beat George Foreman.
Similar to Joe, people question how much that fight took out of him.
I think a celebrity or any so-called great person have obligation to fulfill, to take defeat like a man so they can take their defeats when they have them, because we all will have various defeats in life.
Did he have the chin to survive Foreman's brute strength and combination punching?
Foreman hitting the heavy bag is one of the more prodigious sights I've had in my life. It seems to me that of all the people I've seen hitting heavy bags, including Sonny Liston, no one ever hit it the way Foreman did.
What would unfold on October 30th, 1974 would shock the world, but not Ali.
He hit Ken Norton just like he do all his opponents. Caught him out. Admitting it's hard, but if the man can stay out of the way for 5 rounds, stick him, move, stay out of range, be in good shape, he'll retire George Foreman.
Stick it. Keep dancing and sticking. Sidestepping. Bouncing off the ropes. Dancing and sticking. Turn on by 7 rounds. Right. You're going to be so game in 7 rounds.
Right. He'd go against the ropes and he'd let people pummel him. Very heavy hitters who were sort of clumsy, he'd let them bang away at him. It was as if he wanted to train his body to receive these messages of punishment.
1, 2, 3.
And absorb them faster than other fighters could absorb them.
See, Ali compared Foreman's style to Sonny Liston, a fighter who he evaded and beat down with elite footwork and timing in their first fight.
Another jarring right hand that time, folks. Another one. Sonny wobble.
Before knocking out in the second with a vicious pull counter. He used this adapted style for his fight with Foreman, employing a revolutionary tactic, later dubbed the rope-a-dope.
How do you plan to fight the fight, champ?
Well, I plan to fight my new style, Howard. I will announce it now by landing a rope sometimes, letting a man punch himself out. It is called the rope-a-dope.
The rope-a-dope.
Rope-a-dope.
Who does the word dope honor?
It honors whoever chases me in the rope.
He baited Foreman in the build-up and talked to him throughout the fight.
I had him beat, I really did. And really thought I had him beat up in the body, had him tired, and about the 7th round he asked me, "That all you got, George?" And that was like a nightmare. It was a nightmare because that was all I had.
Inviting Foreman to expend energy round by round.
He was trying to win a boxing match. I was trying to kill that guy.
Ali absorbed the punishment on the ropes, waiting for an opportunity to capitalize. And as Foreman tired through wasted expenditure, Ali's master plan manifested and his mission statement became realized.
Another sneaky right hand. This time he works over the shoulder of Foreman.
In the 8th round, Ali unleashed a counterattack, culminating in a sharp right hand that sent Foreman crashing to the canvas.
Look at that face. Look at that face. The man who can scarcely believe what has happened to him.
Hurt and exhausted, Foreman was stopped for the first time, and Ali realized one of the greatest and most revolutionary performances in boxing history.
Why was it when you were on the ropes that he could not hurt you, even when you were right there on the ropes?
Blocking, and I was pulling back, and I have a radar built inside me. I know how to judge punches. Didn't I tell all of you out there on your local radio shows, mostly black stations, I told you I'm going to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. His hands can't hit what his eyes can't see. So that's what happened.
Lastly,
tonight, undisputed heavyweight champion Mike Tyson's 10th title defense against the challenger James Buster Douglas.
By 1990, Mike Tyson had knocked out almost everyone in his path.
As the big right hand lands, Tyson knows he's got him in big trouble.
A menace with a legitimate 37-0 record, including 33 knockouts. Next up was Buster Douglas, a fighter on a mission to put his name in the stars for more than just his own legacy. Just 23 days before the fight took place, Buster's mother passed at the age of 46 from a stroke.
How were you able to continue, knowing that the biggest fight of your life was just in front of you? You had to continue not only physical but mental preparations.
Because I know that's what she would want me to do.
I called James and I said, let's cancel the fight. He said no.
I was more determined. I told him, I said, I'm all right. And I think that even helped the intensity even more.
He promised her in the days before her passing that he would beat Mike Tyson emphatically.
So she was convinced. She told her girlfriend, she said, I'm not worried about Buster, he's gonna beat Mike. You know, and all of them came up to me and told me that after the fight.
And that is what he did. A 42-1 underdog, Douglas came into the fight with focus, heart, and a sound strategy.
I had three great sparring partners, you know, and they were pretty good fighters as well. And, you know, he ducks and he gets down, he kind of disappears. He makes his quick move to the left or to the right, and you know he's coming. And he's coming up with launching into you with hooks and right hands.
He dominated from the early stages, setting up combinations behind the jab, using his 12-inch reach advantage to perfection, whilst crumbling the facade of Mike Tyson's aura. By the 5th round, Tyson's left eye was swelling shut from Douglas's many right hands. Even Tyson's cornermen were ill prepared for the dire situation that was unfolding. They had not bought an end swell or an ice pack to the fight, so they were forced to fill a latex glove with cold tap water and hold it over Tyson's swelling eye.
And even have an ice bag. I mean, can you imagine cornermen as incompetent as that?
I did what I had to do for that time for a mistake somebody made that was on the team. It wasn't his eye being swollen. It was him making a mistake and getting hit with the punch.
Whatever went wrong is because of me.
Tyson, too, looked to have not taken the fight seriously at all.
You were in Japan at the time. Were you involved in parties? And I heard you weren't focused necessarily.
Well, they won't let me out the hotel. They just let me go to training and come back, so I had to hit all the mates. Hitting means having sex with them.
I know what you
Because I don't want you to think I'm hitting a minute.
He knew he had beaten all of the fighters that had defeated Douglas prior and seemed to think that it would be a walk in the park with minimum effort required.
You know what's so ironic that he won? Because everybody that beat him, I knocked out.
Rather than adapting mid-fight, he was slow, declining his usual strategy of moving his head and slipping his way inside.
Oh, you're too flat-footed in there. Right. Okay? Trust in what you know. Do it. Let it go.
This is high drama, and the crowd here is greeting it by and large with stony silence.
Instead, Tyson set his feet and threw big shots in an effort to stop Douglas with one finished shot, with some success. Connecting with an uppercut in the 8th, Mike knocked Buster down, leading to a long count.
Can he beat the count?
He got a little overconfident. Got a little loosey-goosey.
This would lead to an absolute slugfest in an exhausting 10th ninth.
Playing much defense at this moment. They are just trading shots, and now both men look a little weary.
Before Buster turned the tide, landing shots that left Tyson surviving the rounds on the ropes.
Without the ropes, Mike would have gone down.
With Mike well and truly spent, Douglas scored a huge uppercut that snapped Tyson's head upwards.
And I swear if Mike Tyson's neck wasn't so big, it'd have ripped his head off.
What an uppercut by Douglas, and down goes Tyson.
When he hit him, I actually went like that. I swear to God I did. I went like that. I thought maybe he knocked his head off.
Oh, shit. That's what went through my mind.
He knocked Tyson down and out, with his mouthpiece spilling out onto the leather. He was unable to beat the 10 count, and the image of Tyson's mouthpiece hanging crookedly from his lips would become an enduring image for the fight. Douglas was the heavyweight champ in one of the greatest upsets in boxing history.
Let's go ahead and call it the biggest upset in the history of heavyweight championship fights,
ensuring a stunning end to Tyson's perfect run.
Why? Why did you win this fight that nobody on the planet gave you? His mother. In what way?
God bless her heart.
Let him go, Larry.